Hickok 45, guess what I have today? Yes, you know from the title, my good old 1883 Cavalry Colt, original Cavalry Colt, U.S. Army. And I got a holster for it. It is reproduction, but I thought it needs a holster, really does. And so I have it in one, and it's loaded. And believe it or not, this is the way I think generally they carried it back then. They carried it backwards, you know. And it still works though. You can pull it out, put your ears on, and shoot a UT 2-liter with black powder. I hope they experienced the joys of black powder back in 1883. Oh, wait a minute. I guess they did, didn't they? Let's shoot the paper target. Oh, I love it. And that's 5, right? So, put them on half cock. We'll let them go off half cock, but we got to put them on half cock to empty them. And there you go. Look at that. Everything gets all dirty and filthy when you're shooting black powder. I love it though, don't you? Here I go again. I don't know if y'all deserve this or not, but I'm going to get this thing dirty again and shoot it. It just felt like the right time to do it. It's fall. Yeah, beautiful weather. So I had an urge to get it out. So, and I brought 2 of these out today. Again, I tend to do that. Just again, to remind you what this one would have looked more like when it was new. Okay, more like this one. I think I used my Davy Colt to compare in the first video. It has beautiful grips that almost detracts from the comparison. And so you'd have wooden grips on these, but this one came with those. It's a second generation gun, 1956. That one actually is pretty old itself, isn't it? That was the first year of the second generation when they started making them again, because they quit making them around World War II, 1940s, 41, whatever. I think they had some parts left over, and put a few together from earlier parts. So yours might have been made in. You might see one made in 1946 or 47 or something with a weird serial number or a piece that looks pre-war. I don't know. There's always a transition, right? But anyway, they pretty much suspended manufacture of them during World War II, and then picked it up again in the 50s, and this was the first year. And so it's got some age as well. But this would look more like that when it was made. But it's beautiful, isn't it? Of course, this one has the US on it. And I'll link to the first video. You really do want to see the first video if you like these firearms. And if somehow you manage to miss it, okay? I'll tell you all about this firearm, where I got it, how I came by it, and all that kind of thing. I've got the Kopek letter on it. I explained that, and which is something you want to have if you have a really nice old Colt like this, okay? Or at least it's advisable, okay? So anyway, and it's black powder frame. You saw the screw right there, right? So, that's how you get the cylinder out. I took that out in the first video. I won't do it in this one, but you have to take that screw. It's not a big deal. Put it on half cock, and the cylinder, you pull out the base pin, cylinder comes out and everything. It works quite well. So it's not a problem. But that's the cool thing about these. They've just not changed that much in all these years. And, I don't know how many they're making these days in 2019. I was 100 years behind. But, it would look much like that one. And similar to this one. They just haven't changed that much. That's the beauty of it. And before I shoot it again, let me thank apmex.com. You see the good stuff on the table. We got some other precious metals over there rolling into it, right? Some precious brass. But anyway, APMEX, is a supporter, and the links are in the description. We really appreciate their help. Right now, we're in the month of November. I think it goes through December the 9th. 2019, folks, and they're having a lot of promotions on the new Silver Eagles and Gold Eagles. So check out their website and keep up with the giveaways and things that are going on with them right now as I speak this month, okay? Now, if you're watching this video in the year 2090, I'm not sure that'll still be going on, but right now it is, okay? So we appreciate their help. And, I could just stare. Would you all mind if I just stared at these two revolvers for about 30 minutes. I guess you'd like me to shoot again, wouldn't you? Man, I'll tell you what, these are just so special, so much history. So let's load it up and shoot it again, okay? I haven't shot it much, you know, since the last video. I tend to shoot it in batches when I know I'm going to shoot it some, get it all dirty and then clean it up really well. So, and I don't want to shoot it too much. I don't want to overshoot it. Is that possible? But I think we just determined in the last video, the first video, it shoots high, like a lot of them do, a little bit high to point of aim, and maybe a little left. I'm not sure. It seemed like as that video went on, I was watching part of that video. It's hard to watch my videos. I can't stand to watch myself too well, but it seemed like maybe the verdict's still out on whether or not it was shooting left or not. So, I don't know. But I'll shoot a couple of things here. Let's shoot that old cowboy. I mean, how can you have a Colt out that was made in 1883 and you don't shoot a cowboy? There's one around. Yeah, let's see where it hit. That looked dead center. Okay. So, yeah, every time the more I shoot it, the more I'm less convinced that she's left. That's pretty close. I'm holding lower than that. I'm gonna hold down there again. Hold about on his belt. Boom. All right, piece of heaven. I think that round went in the same little area there. Let's just shoot it again. I'm gonna hold down around his belt. I might have held left on that one. Yeah, that one did feel good. So how many did I fire? All right, I think I fired. Oh, I didn't fire 5. Let's bring it on around. Let's fire that again. Okay, this will be a click, I think. I'll shoot the propane tank. Click. Click. Had 5. I thought I fired 5. I only fired 4. So, what a beautiful piece of hardware. And it's my pleasure. It's my great pleasure to bring this to you. It really is. And really I owe this to you all. This is really because of you all that we're able to get a hold of things like this. And because of so many of you tune in and you are supportive. And, you know, it's just, you know, we're able to do things we otherwise would not have been able to do and bring to you. You know, and it's just wonderful because I've always liked old guns and history of guns and new guns, as you know. But I just thoroughly enjoy bringing these old firearms to you, as we've done many, many times, and making you a part of it, because you are a part of it. You are a big part of it. Now, this is black powder, and speaking of being a part of it, the only part you're not a part of, it seems to me, you're not enough involved in cleaning these things, really. Like, where are you when I have to clean these? And all this messy black powder. But I keep them operating. I put a little barrel stall here and there, as I've told you before, for many years. I used to do the cowboy action competition. And between stages, I would just, that's how I discovered barrel stall. I would just spray that stuff down. Some other people were using it and mentioned it. And I would just spray the gun down a little bit between stages. Because you might be, my gosh, you might be an hour or 2 hours before you shoot again. And black powder is bad about setting up, and boy, in those barrels or wherever, and before you know it, you got cement in there, and it just needs to be cleaned, or else kept soft. And part of, I confess too, part of my thing was I didn't probably use enough bullet lube. There's special kinds of lube that help that, but I just went ahead and loaded regular bullets, and you know, it's too much trouble. All right, let's shoot let's go hog hunting with this thing. No, man. Got him on the top. Let's have a little bit of recoil. It's what you want, though, if you got a wild hog in your neighborhood. Oh, man. Let's try the gong. Want to? Okay. Okay, I have no idea. I'm going to try holding down about 5 o'clock. I'm not sure where it went. We'll fire 5 more and I'll let you go. I just want to get it out and fire it. I don't care if I can't hit something with it necessarily, but well, I mean, I want to be able to hit with it. And as I fire it from time to time, I'll figure out where to hold better. The problem when you're firing a black powder firearms of any kind, I'll go ahead and load him back up and try that again, is that, you know, with most firearms, you can see it where it hits in the dirt, you know, or you don't see it hit the dirt. And so you have an idea that you're going high, or you see it hit left or right or whatever. But with black powder, you just don't get that. All right, I'm gonna use 2 hands. Sorry, Wyatt Earp, John Wayne, and every cowboy I've ever known. I'm gonna use 2 hands. Make sure I get a good let off. See if I can come close to the gong. All right, okay, good. I was holding, yeah, about 5 o'clock, maybe just a little bit lower. So now my life is complete. Let's take out some of these guys right here, like that 2 liter. Let's do a little bowling. On Kentucky, we're gonna do a weak-handed shot on Kentucky. Well, I hope I don't miss. I think I have 1 round left. Yeah, I believe I get 1. Yeah. Woo. I'm not trying to trip over. What a beautiful piece of history. Now you can see around the cylinder how it gets burnt and dirty and everything, but of course cleans up just fine. I spray it down. What I do is I spray it down right as soon as we finish, really well, so that all that's soaking, and then it makes it a lot easier when I get to cleaning it, doing the serious cleanup on it. So you can see there's brass in there, but we know I fired 5. You saw me load 5, and you know I fired 5, right? Let's punch them out. Remember, with the old style, you got to do it this way. It's funny, old style. This gun is the old style. No, this gun is not styled after anything. This gun is from the old days, where that's the way they were made. A new one is the old style. That one is the old style, I guess, or a reproduction is the old style. So yeah, 1883, I'll link to the first video. And this, as I mentioned a couple of times, is kind of my holy grail as far as a firearm, because this is one of my very favorite firearms of all time, of all guns, and an actual U.S. Army in decent shape is kind of one of those grail guns, as they say, at least for me. Now, for some people, they look at that old thing, oh man, it needs a refinishing job. Man, you need to nickel plate that or something, put some Pachmeyer grips on it, or some nice rubber grips on that dude. What's wrong with you? You know, nickel plate that hammer. You know, and that would not be wise. So anyway, 1883 U.S. Army, and when you think about who might have carried this through the years, and who carried it in the 1880s, where it was carried, you know, they probably had no clue, whoever was riding horseback with this firearm. Very likely, and it could have been in a holster just like this, it probably didn't occur to them that some funny looking goofball in 2019 would be shooting 2 liters with it, right? And talking to a camera. They probably did not envision that. That's just my guess, okay? So anyway, enough silliness. I'm glad to bring you all out. Again, I'm always happy to bring you all along, because you know that I thoroughly enjoy these kinds of firearms, as I do most firearms. And I don't know, it's fun sharing it. I mean, it really is, because I know you would not be watching if you did not like firearms. And you probably would not be watching if you didn't have some interest in this firearm, especially this late in the video where I've rambled so long, right? So So glad you got to see it again. I'm glad I got to shoot it again. You see it's kind of dirty, but it'll clean up. I started to say like new, but I don't know if I can make it new again. Pretty cool. Colt, the original Cavalry. We always entitle videos like this original Colt Cavalry model or U.S. Cavalry model. Whatever you see on the video is probably what we entitled that video. How's that for brilliant? So glad you came by, and we love you. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. You know, really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com. And also, while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.